Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads Show. We are here for yet another match of Super Rugby Pacific. This one, the Rebels taking on the Chiefs. Should be exciting. The last game of Super Rugby Pacific round 13. And also we've got that Hamish break up, mate. I was a little bit late for this one. My green screen decided that it didn't want to lock into place. So I'll pick it up and it would just fall straight back down. So I did have to work that out and get the mechanism system working. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all excited for this afternoon fixture. My hay fever's kicking in, probably almost worse than ever, but I'm excited. And hopefully it is going to be a very good matchup between the two sides. I still haven't seen whether or not Lattichelle and also their game up against Racing 92 is on New Zealand TV, which is a little bit unfortunate. But hopefully it is for that one. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're all excited for this game. Like I mentioned, the Rebels taking on the Chiefs. They've got some very good players making their way out onto the field here. The Chiefs, they want to get this win to get themselves back into the top four, whereas at the moment, the Rebels, they want to try and get themselves to that top eight, which is exactly where you want to be at this point of the competition. But Rob Leota playing eight is one that I'm very much looking forward to seeing how he goes. He's going head-to-head with the big man, Luke Jacobson, and I says Brandon as well. We have all Scott David the Mod in the end. Novmum is here as well, and Justin and Reed. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you don't have hay fever. That's all I'm going to say. And also go Chiefs go. Says Reed there as well. One moment. But this game, it is the afternoon fixture, I should mention, of Super Rugby Pacific. And also we've got their show lineup. And there's Brandon. I haven't actually got the lineup animations for this one, believe it or not. Unfortunately, due to a few technical difficulties, I wasn't actually able to get the pictures onto my phone to then edit. So that is why we haven't really been able to get them for this week. But next week, hopefully it is going to be fixed. And we will be able to get them all up. And hi, everyone, says William there as well. With Josh Ioane back at 10 for this game. It's going to be very exciting to see exactly how he goes after having about a month off for Josh Ioane. But Ngata Koye will be fired up to start at the lock. And also he is going to be alongside Josh Lord. So two very young locks for the Chiefs in this matchup. And Michael Wells, he will be leading out his side, the Rebels. They're at home at Amy Park for this matchup. And they will want to try and get themselves a big win. And also you get that. I got hay fever, says Brandon. Yeah, and also Super Rugby June. Yes, it is indeed going to be the finals taking place in June. And they are only just around the corner. But Michael Wells now making his way out onto the field at Amy Park. And also, did you see the picture I put on Discord? And there says Novmum. I did. And it was way better than any drawing I think I have ever drawn for myself by about far. I probably couldn't even draw the helmet to the quality that he did. So he's done very nicely. How old is your son? Novmum, out of curiosity. I guess the younger you say, the worse I feel about my drawing skills. But do let me know. And also, you're Sal Jamish, says David the Mod. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that it always is like on the live streams. He is 14. Okay, that makes me feel slightly worse, but not too bad. I feel like 14, he's had a little bit of time with a pencil in the hand to be able to do a few sketches. That's a massive headed guy in the background. And I'm not talking about Michael Wells, who was a massive mascot there. And also, don't worry, I can't draw either. And that's a banger drawing of the Mandalorian. The wee fella has talent, says Sebastian as well. He certainly does. Does he just draw Star Wars stuff, or is he interested in, some merchandise designing? Who knows? And also, it's my life now or never. But I ain't going to live forever. Just want to live while I'm alive. It's my life. My heart is like an open highway. I did it my way. I want to live while I'm alive. But a John Bon Jovi to start us off. But this game now is going to be underway. I think I have... I don't even know what the CD was called, but it was my dad's. And he pretty much had it in his work truck. And it was just Bon Jovi, You Give Love a Bad Name. That's another one. Bad Medicine. All the classics. Living on a Prayer. And also we have got there, he's been drawing Moon Knight in there. Nice. So I feel like he's very talented. Well, it sounds like Isaac could draw. So I remember in year 7, I don't know why I remember this. My memory's a little bit 50-50. But for some reason, I remember that I used to get him to draw the SpongeBob characters because I couldn't. So I'd just get him to draw them on a little bit of paper and he would. It's very useful. I don't know what I did with them. I've probably still got them somewhere, to be fair. And I was like, want another classic? Says Paddy Wag, and I feel like this is becoming a guess the lyrics. So I'm thinking, well, Mum, that's impressive. Says David the Mob, but now it is a penalty to the Chiefs in the first minute of this game, and it has been kicked into touch. But It's a bit of a rough breakdown for Jordan Ulysses. He just couldn't quite get out from underneath. Are you going to watch the shows after the live stream? I will remember 79 minutes. So there's Brandon there, although I believe George is coming around at about maybe 5:50 to 6 o'clock. It's actually convenient that he is finishing up what he is doing just as the match is ending. So he might even show up for the last 10 minutes of this match, perhaps. But yeah, and we are doing a filming session. Be sure to post Moon Knight as well. When he's done, I quite enjoy art. There's Sebastian there as well. Yeah, we all have a look at it. That's the thing. Art and barbecues seems to be our two things in the Discord that people send pictures, and also cats. People have sent pictures of their cats. I struggle to draw a straight line, me too. And I mean, even circles. I remember there was a technique to draw a nice circle in art. I can't even remember. I think it's put your thumb down and spin the bit of paper or something along those lines. But currently the Chiefs, they have lost that ball, and it is in the hands of the Rebels. And just in time for dinner, smart man. So here's Narcy Williams. And there is our one moment. There we go. Although I did see that he sent me a message saying, I'm going to head. What did he say he was going to do? He had something he had to do, and then he was going to the supermarket, which means he might bring some food. Maybe, and also we'll get there. Also, I struggle to draw a straight line. Let's play a game. What song is Save Tonight by? Let's play a song. Wait, what? Let's play a game. What song is Save Tonight by? Save Tonight. Is that the clue? Because that is a very short clue. And that's going to be taken nicely by Tenai Satoro. Oh, late actually inclusion of Chase Tia, they have said. So no, Tenai Satoro, Brad Weber, nice kick, 50-22, I believe. Is it? Okay, it's just outside. It also should be a good one, Moon Knight. Seems a lot easier to recreate than the Mandalorian. Mando's armor seems much more sophisticated. And there's Sebastian. And also, do you want to see a show with George? I'll see if he wants to see it as a song name and who is it by. Save Tonight. Geez, that's an oldie buddy goodie. Save Tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow's never come or something. That's the words. Someone will be able to help me out for that one. Save Tonight. I can't even think of it. My mum's probably got more chance of guessing that one, although she's got headphones on. So I don't think she can hear me currently. And now it's going to be Angus Ta'aval. Sitting 40 metres out for the line currently. Weber passes it back across to Josh Lord. Now it's knocked on. Or yes, it did go forward from Ramikapoihapi. And also we got there, George. I love the Moon Knight series. And also we got there, George. I love episode 1. Tells me on episode 2. And also we got there, Chiefs are favourites. I wonder what kind of Rebels team is going to turn up, says William. Hopefully a competitive one. Eagle, I Cherry. And there says Betty Wagon. Okay, I wouldn't have gotten that, to be honest. I don't think I would have managed that one. Was I at least saying the words of the right song? Because I feel like that will be a good starting point. Only 4 minutes into this game. It's been quite even between these two sides. It's kind of been a bit of back and forth. No real line breaks, no real massive, I guess you could say, breaks for either side. Oh, we've got another picture. Jeez. That boy's got a bit of talent, Nov Mum. If that is the ones that he has drawn, that is very impressive. See, I can't draw like stick figures too well. And I was like, yep, you did. And Oscar Isaac is one of those actors who can pull off any comic book or SF character. SF. Okay, you're going to be very disappointed in me. SF. Something fun character. South Park. No, that's SP. What is SF? That's going to really annoy me. I'll sound like a snake. And I was like, you did see Betty and also see Brandon, let me know. You say 3 is out. So he wants to see Brandon there as well. Now it's going to be the penalty for the Rebels. And that was for the front row just going down for that Jason. Also science fiction. That makes sense. And also greetings from Malaysia. 33 degrees, feels like 40 degrees. 60 windy. And there says MH Choi. So it sounds like it's getting warmer and warmer for you at the moment, MH Choi. So hopefully you are keeping nice and cool. And also it's not naming the singer of that song because I'm tired of that song. Or I'm not naming the singer of that song because I'm tired of showing my age. There's David the Mod. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like, though, Like, there are some very good classics. Like, I remember SingStar 80s, like, having it on the PlayStation 2 way back in the day when I was a young whippersnapper, I guess you could say. And it was just like some of those good old songs. Like, you can't beat them. You get a bit of Europe going with the final countdown, and it would be just a rave. And everyone would just be like, shh, can you play a different game that's not SingStar at 7 a.m.? But now Tuttle goes back across. Rees-Hodge now receives that ball, and he has been joining the line quite nicely throughout the last few weeks. Now short ball off to Matt Phillip. Trying to spin out of the tackle, is getting involved pretty prominently. Carter Gordon off now to Jordan Ulesi. Now that man had a couple rib injuries recently. Hopefully he is going to be all right. And also a question for you, Hamish, at Bedmaths. Uh-oh. I might have a shocker. I did only get about 4 hours sleep last night. So I am running on a lower fuel tank than I normally would. So the maths brain might suffer a little bit. But now it's going to be James Tuttle goes back across off to Carter Gordon now. Now Stacey Ely moves up to the 22. And Summer Penny Finau tries to use that big frame to try and get that turnover. Andrew Callaway, good attack and run. Great low tackle, though, on him by Nato Koi, and Caleb Trask gets added into that breakdown. I don't think he wanted to. As Sam Kane on, I believe, yes, he is. There he is. He's sitting right in the sun. He looked kind of like Ollie Norris, to be honest, the way he was shining in the light. That sounded like I was calling Ollie Norris some sort of like spirit, but pretty much, yeah, he did just give the same headgear and looked similar. But yeah, he is out there. At the moment, he hasn't done too much as of yet, but we know with Sam Kane, he's just that workhorse who will keep on going and going and going. They actually went for the little kick in behind from Rees-Hodge to Glenn Waihu, but it did end up going slightly wrong, goes into touch, and now it is a line out for Summer Penny Finau. Taken nicely by Brad Weber, now off first receiver Luke Jacobson, and the question is still on everyone's mind, who will be in their loose forward trio for the All Blacks? You've got Luke Jacobson, who will be open to make his way through. You've still got someone like a Peter Gusso-Akula trying to make his way up through the rankings. Cullen Grace currently in some good form. Could he be back in the All Blacks for this year? And then that's just number 8, Hoskins Atutu, Adi Savia. You are looking at as 2 other players who could slot in there. And also got the Chiefs. Come on, Chiefs. There's no moment also good for you, Hamish. It's Bedmath. What is 57 plus 35 divided by 1? It's an easy one, but it get harder, says Brad. So you would go 35 divided by 1, which was 35, and then you would plus those 2 together, which you're looking at 92. Was that right? I feel like that was actually quite quick, wasn't it? That wasn't too bad for me brain. Now Tuttle goes back across. They're joining Ulesi. Carter Gordon goes off to Andrew Callaway. The possession stat has really gone the favour of the home side for the current little while. After the first 9 minutes or so of this game, Jordan Ulesi goes back to Carter Gordon. Grubber in behind, trying to get that territory going. It's an awkward rolling one, and it's a great kick. 5 minutes out from the line now. The Chiefs will have the line out. And also, this game is so slow. This is the I'll be honest, probably it is the slowest game that we've had the weekend or this weekend, but I'm hoping it's going to speed up. And you're right. And there's Brandon also go, Chiefs, get that win, boys. All the best from Wellington City. # Hurricanes. So there's Hemi there as well. And of course, a very great comeback win up against the Waratahs. That's the thing. The Hurricanes are just never out of a match now, we've seen. Like, they could be, well, I mean, they were 17-0 down at one point up against the Reds. They came back to win at 30-17. They were down by 15 up against the Waratahs. They fought back and they did win it. They're certainly becoming a second half team. And it's if they can put it together in the first half, they are definitely in that kind of finals contention. A good kick downfield from Chase Tiatia. It's taken quickly by Worth. And now it looks like they do want to try and run this one back as quickly as possible. Good shot on him by Summer Penny Finau. Question 2 comes soon. So here's Brandon there now, passing it back across. Tuttle goes to Leota. The free flow and locks at this stage. Not literally. He is in the loose forward trio for this matchup. He was playing lock 2 weeks ago, though. That man pretty much slots in anywhere that they do need him. But no Tamati Ioane in the starting lineup for this one. Little chip and chase from Andrew Callaway. It doesn't sit up nicely for Brad Weber, and it almost ended up going into the hands of one of the Rebels chasers. I think it was Richard Hardwick who was going in there and almost got it, but it will now be a little knock on the ground, and the scrum feed goes the way of the Chiefs. It was nicely done from Andrew Callaway. They are certainly throwing more, I guess you could say, variety at the Chiefs at this stage, the Rebels. We've seen a couple chip and chases. We've seen a little attempt at a cross kick from Reesodge. And then also alongside that, we're seeing that kick in behind from Carter Gordon to play that territory game, trying to trap the Chiefs inside their own half, maybe trying to wear them down with a few more phases. Although it looks like it might be wearing them down a little bit as well. There's a couple of very deep breaths being taken by Glenn Vaihu and also Andrew Callaway there. The scrum feed 5 metres out from the line. So far, the gain line carries, they've had 6 for the Chiefs compared to the 14 of the Rebels, and they've only had 13 metres carried compared to the 40 of the Rebels there as well. And also question 2, what is 30 plus 1 minus 15? And then also we have got also a little bit earlier on, that keep it tidy, Chiefs says that, and also they were down 32-14 against the Blues, came back to win 33-32 up the Canes. Says William, yeah, they're the comeback kings at the moment. And if no one can stop them in a second half, it's all going to come down to how many points a side can score against them in the first, which is going to be a tricky situation because like anything less than 20 seems like it's not enough. But we have got there for the bid mass side of things. So you do actually add before you subtract. Subtraction is one of the last stages of bid mass. I feel like a maths teacher at the moment. But so you would go 31 and then minus 15 and you're looking at 16 there. I think I'll be a decent maths teacher overall, or just a teacher in general, but I don't think I'll be able to put up with the children for more than like a few weeks. And then I'll be like, geez, I'm waiting for that 2-week holiday that we get every 10 weeks or something like that. And also, what is? There's Brandon there now. It's going to be Reesodge, passes it back across. I was wondering what that noise was. My mum has found her way to the almonds. And also, we've got the Jackson to see Davish the man. And the welcome, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently 13 minutes through this game, and it is 0-0 between the two sides. A stalemate. Oh, okay. They might actually take that on the 3. And then Nazi Williams has said, RIP Andrew Simons, man, never forgot that tackle on the streaker on the cricket patch champion, says Nazi Williams. Yeah, the sad news that unfortunately Australia have lost another cricket commentator, an ex-Australian cricketer, Andrew Simons, passed away in a car crash earlier on, or yesterday, last night, late I think it was. But yeah, it's just at the moment, like they've lost so many cricketing greats in such a short time. You know, you had Rod Marsh, Shane Warne, now Andrew Simons, and there's one that's right, Hamish. And if a team is on a roll, there's not much the opposition can do, exactly right. And also, looks like the odds is in the Chiefs camp. And also we've got the Chiefs 6th position versus the 9th position Rebels in the Super Rugby standings. And also we fancy the Rebels to make it competitive if they can as the underdogs, despite being hosts. And also Dr. Hamish Einstein, the best commentator. And there says William, I mean, I guess that's the thing. We're not just commentating rugby, we're also teaching maths at the same time. That's gone off to the right-hand side. And also MGGs, may he rest in peace. But yeah, the BBL at the moment, like, it's a few months away, and they've already lost a couple of their commentary teams. So I have my fingers crossed, like, that they just, I don't know, it's a very tricky one because currently they've all been shock, like, kind of passings, unfortunately for them. The only one that was maybe slightly less of a shock was Rod Marsh because of the fact that he was a bit older, but then even that, he was still young. So it makes it tricky, and it just means live life to the fullest when you get the opportunity to. Reesodge tries to go through. It's unable to pierce the gap, 45 metres out. Question 3, what is 24 plus 64 minus 5 divided by 24 times 2? That's going to be one that I probably have to look at a few times while working it out. But currently Jordan Ulysses makes his way up to the 22 now. Carter Gordon goes for the little kick in behind, and it does drift into touch. So it seems like currently the Rebels aren't minding just kicking the ball back into the 22 of the Chiefs and try and keep them under pressure. Normally, I'd have to say Summerpenny Takiaho. Normally his lineouts are a bit 50-50, but currently he's doing very nicely indeed. Now Summerpenny Finau might be the man that they throw it to. Instead, it goes to Josh Lord. Taken nicely, goes back to Brad Weber. And Luke Jacobson will try and crash it up a little bit. His bottom has come out as well. Everyone's pants are getting pulled down this round. And I don't know what's happened. I don't know whether or not the shorts are looser than they normally are. And maybe they're just getting yanked. It's a decent kick from Chase Dearty. He's disappointed, though, with where they have said that it has gone out. And it is going to be the Rebels once again. And also, do you know when you go to the loo in the morning, you're thinking, what did I drink last night? Deary me, mate. And it is Sebastian. Right. It's an interesting situation, isn't it? I mean, I know that George always says when he eats like 10 wicked wings, he always thinks, geez, was that a good idea? As they are quite spicy things when you do eat more than a few. He's literally told that story many times on the live stream, so I feel like it's all right for me to say as well. I mean, I look at that one, Brandon, and I don't know whether or not my brain wants to work it out, to be honest. And also after Canes says, John, currently that's going to be stolen by the Chiefs, but it is another penalty. I just realised they went for the 3-pointer attempt earlier on, and they must have missed it for the Rebels. I missed that one completely. And back Ben Mass, that was that last says Nazi Williams. Now, currently, that is another penalty. Do they kick it for the corner or do they go for the 3? And it was a Rob Leota. Did end up running forward. And I think Sam Kane might have got on himself penalised. And also we have got there. So there's issues with the jersey shorts for both teams. And there it says it was from somebody says, yeah, they just don't seem to like hold up, if that makes sense. Like they just all seem to be so easy to get yanked. Like we've probably seen about 10 bottoms this round, which is a weird stat to say. But we just have. We've seen Hoskins the tutus. The worst thing is, like, for some reason, you remember who the players are because of the unfortunate nature. You know, Hoskins the tutu a little bit earlier on, and then also Luke Jacobs. And maybe it's just All Black number 8s that might be doing it. And now Michael Wells. Nice set play here. Rob Leota, the big number 8 of the Rebels, close to the line. And the Rebels currently good attack and play. Matt Phillip goes close. And Matt Phillip is short, but they're going back for the penalty. I also see there's an issue with the jersey shorts. And also we're getting lost. There's Nazi Williams and also G. Brandon. I got any trigonometry, Pythagoras theorem, and there. Who knows all of the numbers of pi? I remember they used to have a competition at school. There was whichever kid could list the most numbers of pi. I don't think they actually got anything. It was just pretty much a weird flex. You know, the 3.1415. That's about as far as I get. 1.3 or 3.1415. No, not too sure. Isaac was pretty good at it. I think he could say like the first 30 or 50 numbers of pi. And I was like, okay, question 3 again, because you are a chicken. What is 4 plus? Is that a plus or a divided by? That's a plus. 535 minus 5. And there, so you are looking at that going straight over from research. Quickly, I will add that to the scoreboard. It is now 3-0 for the Rebels. And blah, this is Novmum. And also, so that one, it would be a number that's big. I think it's 531. No, it's not. Sorry. My brain's running slowly today. Matt Phillip was very close to getting over. They had a quick look at it, and they did say that it was short. And also, we have got the IQ lads. 6:18 here in South Africa, still very early, says Barry Green. It certainly is. To appreciate you being up this early for the game, Barry. And are you watching La Rochelle versus Racing 92? Do let me know. At this stage in New Zealand, I don't believe they have actually announced that it's going to be on New Zealand TV, which is a big shame. But currently the Chiefs, something that's not a shame, they have got themselves the ball at this current point in time. I'm going to quickly have a look at the Sky Guide. In fact, I will do it at halftime and see whether or not we can actually see the game here, which sucks if we can't, because it's weird, because Spark Sport have the rights to the URC. So you would think that them having the games of Leinster would be rarer than them having the games of the top 14, that they do have the licensing for. Ngātoa Koe now running up to the 22. This could be the first real attacking opportunity for the Chiefs of this game. And Mani Narawa a long way off his wing. It is great work in the breakdown by the Rebels, but it's going back for the initial penalty. And also, okay, I let you pass, or I let pass, but chicken. There's us, here's Brandon. I am a bit of a chicken when it comes to maths. Used to have one of those, do you remember those flip case thingies? But I used to have a flip case one, like a mini glasses case that would change color. You guys know those ones? And it had a calculator in it, which was very handy. And as an engineer, I can confirm massive stuff during rugby, struggling to keep tabs on the amount of try scores, bonus points, and so on. Says Sebastian. Oh, he's absolutely shanked that. Amoni Narawa or Joshuani, I think it might have actually been. So that's gone dead, which now means it will be a 22 dropout. So Joshuani has not got that one the way that he wanted to. And all he had to do was put it into touch from literally anywhere. Could have kicked it backwards 20 metres and it still would have been a good attacking position. But Rob Leota is looking a little bit shaky at the moment by the looks of it. Okay, the Waterman is still getting off the field by the sounds of it, so that is why there was such a stoppage for the 22 dropout. But now it is kicked down. It's a good kick as well, down to the 22. Josh Ioane now passes it back across to Luke Jacobson, so they are not in the attacking position that they could have been here, the Chiefs. But they will still be trying to find their way over the try line at least once in this first half. Good fem from Ngātaua. Koi's going through. Couple of the tackles very nicely done. Now the ball's gone up. Sits up for Josh Lord now. Trying to spin out. It is going through the hands of Samasoni Takiaho. I keep on almost calling him Summer Penny Finau, and also Wake Up Chiefs, says Jackson, and also Christopher. After now, Josh Ioane. He's got a huge amount of space. Does the step. Finds the offload. It doesn't link up with Weber. And Josh Lord slips. And now the Rebels have got this ball back inside of their 22. That was the best attacking opportunity that the Chiefs have had throughout this half. And 45 plus 78, plus 6 minus 5. And there's how that's gone up high from Jake Gordon, and it does go into touch. So that will be relief. And half of you, the boys up the Chiefs, says Johnny Blaze. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And hope you are, I guess, enjoying your weekend at this stage alongside everyone else. We were talking about crickets last night and earthworms and scorpions. You ever eaten any of them, Johnny? Out of curiosity, because we were going to buy George some chocolate-coated crickets without him knowing. But I don't think they'll be that nice. Now I think about it also, we have got their Chiefs need to score soon, or else I'm going to fall asleep, says Nov Mum there as well at the moment. So we go there. Once I got so drunk, I couldn't remember the second half. The first half, I kept thinking that was the previous last week's game. Says Sebastian there. And also, Chiefs need to score soon. There's Nov Mum. They certainly do. It's been a slow process of this game. And I feel like it's slightly, I guess, anticlimactic a little bit. George, I can see you. Says Brandon there as well. A moment. I'll go like this. And everyone will be able to see George in a very short moment because we've put him up in the corner. There we go. And that's, I think, what everyone is feeling on the inside for this match, because we haven't seen that try that I think everyone thought we were going to see nice and early. Clayton McMillan, he looks frustrated in the coaching box currently. Josh Ioane, he did end up having a terrible kick for touch, but then he had a brilliant run up the middle. So I guess he tried to make up for it. Rob Leota is down on his knee and squirting water on his head. I think he's still not 100%. In fact, that's Ponifa'a Masili this time. Got a very similar haircut. Josh Ioane, he had plenty of space. He tried to link up, but in the end, the offload just didn't quite go into the hands of Brad Weber. It went behind him, and then it did end up making its way through. Currently, Josh Ioane, 6 games in 2022, of course, transferring from the Chiefs last year to decide to have a crack. And also, we have got there. Yes, George, now we can get on the piss, says Brandon there. He can indeed. Although that's what happens when you don't drink responsibly. That face afterwards, because you get a terrible hangover. That sounded like I was insulting him for a start in terms of his parents. That's what happens when you don't drink responsibly. But no, it is just, if you get hungover, that is how Paddy was feeling yesterday, because he had drunk heavily. And Big Pony and Rob Leota, bona fide, Aussie essays. I haven't heard that word in a while, Johnny. I feel like you're bringing it back. It's gone down on the front rows for the scrum, and the Chiefs do end up receiving the penalty. Nicely done by Aiden Ross. And I think it was also, Angus Darvell, Ponifa'a Masili is staying down. He is not 100% at all. And like they've said, that's about the 3rd time he's been down. I think he needs to go off. Either shoulder or head, but either way, you're probably going to look off or look at other options to take him off. And also the inverse equation of 513, the upside down one for the calculator, eh? It is a trap, says John. I mean, that's the thing. It used to be you'd write hello on the calculator, and then we got to like 12, and then everyone decided that they'd switch it up a little bit. And then they came up with the scientific calculators, and then it was all on for young and old. People could draw actual pictures, which was dangerous. Now, some are saying Takiaho, big hit on him from Pane, Fa'amausili, I should say. So he's still fighting, even though he is struggling big time in his game for the Chiefs. 5 out of 5 for the Kiwis next this week. Says it was Mafui. And also we have got there question 5 as the last one. What is that plus that minus that? It's quite a large number. That's a good run. Now offload to Brad Weber. He just needed to find the offload to Tia, but was unable to do so. Big Luke Jacobson goes in. And it's the first try of the match. And Luke Jacobson scores it. That is the first try of a few, hopefully, that we do get to see. The Chiefs try scorers. There we go. And it is going to be Jacobson, the man who had his rear end out earlier on, not by choice, but unfortunately just by, I guess, unluckiness. So he has been able to go in and score the try. And I guess it's that big question. If you asked him, right, you got, well, this is a weird question, actually. I was going to say, you got to, if you are shown on TV, but you get to score a try, do you think he'd go for the try? He almost had his pants pulled down again. Someone get that man tighter shorts. And I was like, hold on, let me whip out my calculator. Says Johnny Blaze, smart. And also, I've got there, I respect your pronunciations with the Pacific Island names, dude. Pretty spot on. Says Nazi Williams. I do appreciate it. I'll tell you what, at the very start of doing the commentating, I was a shocker. Names like, I couldn't say Lester Whaiananuku, so I had to just call him Lester, and then it just wouldn't roll off the tongue. But now I can say like all of those wingers and also all those guys in the middle. And I feel like it helps so much with the commentary because I don't even have to have the lineups like up on my screen anymore to be able to tell you who 90% of the players are. Sometimes the guys off the bench and the late changes do get me a little bit, but other than that, we aren't doing too bad. All right, try time Chiefs. Says Dov Mum Dad. Also Shell Oil and big Shell Oil. Shell Oil. I'm trying to look at it upside down. Oh, and big boobs were numbers of the old calculators. And then also we're getting well done. Says Jackson. And also try time now. I'm going to go live and Chiefs Mana in the chat as well. Hope you are all doing well, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport YouTube channel, as it is our second channel, and we have got plenty more coming up on that one. That's a good kick downfield from Chase Tia. I'm very happy to see a try scored in this match. To be honest, it just is a happy moment. Even though it wasn't scored in the 22nd minute, I might have to update that because he did score it a little bit later. Right, Matt Phillip is now down for the Rebels. They are starting to take a few battle wounds here for their side. Hopefully they are all going to be all right. And also doing them all with a thumbs up. Now, as I see, that's the thing. We used to be, hello, was the one that we would use, which was like 4, 3, 1, 1. Oh, no, 7, wasn't it? 4, 3, 7, 7, 0. I think it was, although in reverse because you tip it upside down. But then, like, people would start drawing, like, the thing is, like, with brackets and whatnot, brackets, decimal points, people let their imagination run wild on those scientific calculators. Oh, okay. Matt Phillip took a fin to the face and smacked his head straight on the ground. Oh, I think Wilkins driven him down and injured his shoulder there for Matt Phillip. I think he's going to continue, though. He's a tough man at lock. And also, we have got there is a booby strap. And there says John. Now 27 minutes through this matchup. He looks like he's taken some deep breaths here, Matt Phillip, but he is going to be continuing in this matchup. Jordan Ulesi now about to line up this line out. Oh, geez, and straight away he's back in the action and he lands awkwardly as well, Matt Phillip, but he is going to be, unfortunately, unable to take that one for the Rebels, and the Chiefs have got this ball back now as Josh Ioane goes off into the hands of Ramika Poihapi. In fact, it's Quintal Poia who is starting at number 12 for this game. Poihapi at 13. Brad Weber, a lot of pressure on him now around the side. Luke Jacobson tries to get up and go. Currently 50 metres out. Weber back to Josh. Lord, geez, that was like one of those challenges you do on Rugby Challenge with the sling and arm around the throat. And not just that, Ponefa Masili then gives Brad Weber a fend off the ball. afterwards. But now it's kicked in behind, and they will be going back for the penalty. They'll probably having a look at it, I would think, just to check whether or not it was the swinging arm. 3 high tackle. It's just going to be the penalty from there. And also, okay, another try, Chiefs, you can do it. And good thanks, David, says John there as well. That one has gone into touch now. Not the massivest amount of meters that he could have got there, Josh Ioane, but I think he was just trying to make sure that that one did find touch. As the last one did not quite do. Well, I guess it did find touch. It just found it in the dead area that you're not allowed to kick the ball. Josh Ioane now, good crash ball at number 10 for this match. Brad Weber now goes back across to Nato Akoi. He has been playing extremely well throughout this game. He's been one of the standouts, I would say, for the Chiefs. Now Sam Cane, pop pass up to Josh Ioane. Wide cut out pass out to Chase Tia. Kicked in behind. It's going to drift into touch, though, and it's out on the full. But it will be going back for the initial penalty. And also here we've got there, Brian got the sack this morning from a text message from the job I've been doing the past 2 months. Said the budget was blown out of control and the bank was no longer providing funds, says Johnny. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Johnny. Wait, so you've been working for someone else other than, I guess, yourself? So have you been contracted to someone type thing? What happened to your building business, if you don't mind me asking? If you don't want to talk about it, it's completely fine overall, but yeah, I am curious. And I was like, damn it, Luke, got the first try. I have one of the wingers for the Chiefs, says John. Oh, maybe if you had a 1099 Satoro, you will get your money back for him, at least, because he is not playing in this game. Instead of this Chase Tia as the late change. So maybe that's a positive. You might get some of it back, unless, of course, it was literally like saying one of the wingers had to score first, then unfortunately your money's gone. But hopefully not. Now taken nicely on the 22. And Moni Narawa now starting to drive his way forward. Now off to Brad Weber. Gives it off to Sam Cane. Continues to drive up a little bit further. And Michael Wells has given away the penalty. And also the try, says Kiwi. Adventure kick. Currently the Chiefs are working their way up inside of the 22. They'd love to get one. Summer Penny female. Good attack and run. He's off to Brad Weber. I think that was a knock on, if I'm being honest. But now Quinto Pairansa gives it off to Angus Ta'aval. On the inside, he looked for the offload, but wasn't able to find it. Sorry to hear that, Jenny Blaze. Says David the Mod there as well. Now it's a nice inside ball. Caleb Trask on the outside to Tia. And he does score it right. I would love to see that breakdown once again where Brad Weber, I thought, knocked the ball on, if I'm being honest. But I assume it went backwards. Or at least I've said it's gone backwards. That was a brilliant set play, though, from the Chiefs. And then it was Tia who was able to finish it. So hopefully you had it that the second try scorer was going to be a Chiefs winger as well, John. Because if you did, it's worked. Hopefully. That is brilliantly done by Chase Tia. Scores in the 31st minute of this game. And the Chiefs now will take a little bit more of a lead. And that's like Sterling Blaze. Says Nov Mum there as well. But by text message, I have a story about George. I think he said it on a live stream, so I think I can say it. But pretty much, like, he had a similar situation, except it wasn't by text message. The guy, like, left an envelope on his car, like, under the, like, kind of front windshield that pretty much said, hey, you're no longer required for us because, like, you finished your apprenticeship type thing. And it was like, yeah, he didn't even ring him, didn't even, like, tell him other than just a little letter that said, yep, bye. See you later. And also, no, I hate contracting to other companies. It's like you're still working for your boss. I met the clients I've been doing work for. They no longer require me. So, yes, I'm jobless, says Johnny. Oh, I see. Sorry, I put that around the wrong way, didn't I? So, I guess, have you got any other jobs that are lurking around, Johnny? Because your kitchen's done, isn't it? Your kitchen's probably looking very snazzy. And the thing is, maybe the reason that you got a super flash fridge is because you did that good of a job with the kitchen that it would have looked out of place to just have a stock standard one. Maybe. Or maybe it's just because it's like a fancy fridge, and who doesn't love a fancy fridge? Probably the people who have to pay for the fancy fridge. But other than that, fancy fridges are great. I want one that makes spherical ice. That's the passion. That's going to be Glenn Waihu gliding through the air, but he hits him straight on a Ramikapoia Biba. The Chiefs currently have got themselves a 12-3 lead. Now Sama Penny Finau driving up towards the 22. They will be able to kick this one into touch if they do want to. And Chase Tiatia will do just that off the left boot. He has got a massive one. And it is going to be a good kick down to the halfway line high from the Kiwi Adventure Kid. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently now, it is going to be only another 7 minutes before the end of this first half. And it's a weird one because the first 20 minutes of the second half, or the first half, sorry, it seemed to go quite slow. But then after that, it just sped up. And we've had 13 minutes that have felt like about 5. And also, sorry to hear, Johnny, rugby is the best treatment in these situations. Says Sebastian there. Of course, a Chiefs man, Johnny Blaze. Hopefully, we will be able to see him, or the Chiefs in that situation, get themselves a big win here. 12 points to 3 currently as we sit. And that is going to be actually a penalty against the Chiefs. Which does now mean Resorge. See, Rob Leota doesn't look 100% either. Him and Ponefa'a Masili both look like they've taken a few knocks throughout this game. And hopefully they're going to be all right. And good and better opportunities go your way, Johnny. And there it says it was David the Mod as well. But now Summer Penny Finau. And also, are we good though? Some small jobs, roughly 1.5 weeks worth. But no big jobs. I expected to stay on these or with those people till August. So I never bothered booking in any other jobs. Says Johnny there. Yeah, I guess you might have to, have you got the logo on the side of your van? Because I know that when Dad had it on the side of his truck, no matter where you went, someone would be like, oh, so you're a builder, and then you're sweet. Job after job. Do you do concrete? Because concrete's quite a fun one. Although it's getting to that stage of the year that concrete's not so easy, isn't it? Due to the weather. I always enjoy looking at concrete or doing some helpfulness for the concrete. Not really too helpful. It's more of the case of grab that and try and rake it back into position a little bit more, and also washing the tools. But that's my job. That's what I got to do. Now, yeah, Quinta Bayer, that's the other centre. That's an All Black, especially if Rico's injury is season ending. Hopefully not, says John there. And I was thinking about it last night because I was talking about the fact that I might do a video of naming my All Black starting lineup and reserves before they actually announce the side, and then doing an updated one after they announce the side. But I was trying to work out that midfield combo with how I would put it, and good little workout concreting it is. It's heavy stuff. That's the thing. It's kind of until you do it yourself, you think it looks kind of heavy, but it looks like it's manageable. But then you get the rake in hand and you're like, well, this isn't too easy. Definitely if the concrete's a little bit drier than it should be, then all of a sudden you're pretty much using your sweat to make it a bit more moisturized. Not really. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it does get hard work, and you do sweat pretty hard and profusely while doing it. Also, Chiefs on the way, says Jay there. Glenn Waihu now got this ball 30 metres out, and he is going to kick it way back down the field, down the middle. It's a good kick in the end, but now Chase Tiatia will be lining up on their left boot. And geez, he's monstered that. And it's a great kick. It goes down to the 22, now slung back across. The Rebels trying to keep this game alive for a little bit longer now. Resorge puts up the high boot. George Worth going after it. It's taken beautifully in the air from Caleb Trask, the youngster. He did actually play for the Māori All Blacks, and the reason I mentioned that is because they have got Koi lined up from Whaumasili. Was able to do very no, he was offside. That's the thing. A big hit is impressive, but then if you're offside, it becomes just that little bit less impressive, I guess you could say, for him. But currently on the side of the Chiefs, Angus Ta'avao now drawing past out to Samasoni Takiaho. That's a knock on, and it will be going back for the initial offside penalty. And also, Chiefs all the way, Quinta Bayer will score a try, says Jay there. I think he should at this stage. That's the thing. He's been playing extremely well. Ponefa'a Masili gets a little bit of I think it was a bit of an appreciation from Josh Lord there. And Nata Akoi got it right in the midsection. But because he was offside. Okay, someone is saying they felt the ground shake after that big shot from Ponefa'a Masili. He's done quite well to get up as quickly as he did, Nata Akoi. But unfortunately for Amal-Silly, just getting the timing a little bit wrong by about a metre. Okay, so Pone Fa'amausili and Josh Lord having a bit of a chat. So I believe that all came about because initially Josh Lord pushed Fa'amausili over. Oh, Fa'amausili goes to the bin. So because of him playing a man off the ball, he ends up with the yellow card in the end. And I hope people know that that is for the one off the ball, not for that initial offside, because I think the crowd aren't too happy with it. And neither is the coach, because at the end of the day, it's a player in the bin that they didn't need off the field. And also, come on, Chiefs, pick your game up. Says double them on. And also, Chiefs need another try before halftime. So he was offside initially. Then from there, Josh Lord, due to him being offside, he did end up getting pushed off the ball, which I think is why he did end up getting back up to his feet when he joined back into the breakdown, and then lined him up on the wrong side of the breakdown, which you're not allowed to do. So I think that is why he ended up with himself in the bin. But currently now it is 38 minutes through this first half. These tensions are starting to get a little bit more. Although, oh dear, yellow card, says MH Choi. So yeah, we had such a good run on Saturday without yellow cards. And then right at the end of the game, of that third game, I think we ended up with one, which did kind of ruin our streak. But currently, Hontapaya driving forward once again now. It will be Brad Weber passing it off short ball to Summerson and Sakiaho. It's going up to the 22-metre line. The Chiefs, if they can score one time before the halftime break, that will be huge for them, because that will have 3 now on the board if they are able to do so. Now Summerson Takiaho once again in the midfield, dragged down by his opposite number. Going back across, Josh Ioane throws the interception, and Carter Gordon. I think this is going to be the try for the Rebels. It sure is. He's got some toe, Carter Gordon, and he scores it. And the mistake from Josh Ioane, a man disadvantage, and the Rebels go in to score just before the end of the first half. Here we go. Like they're saying, the Chiefs, with the amount that they did have in the back line, it could have been dangerous for them, but then it was nice down. Rame Kapoya, he did initially try and chase, but then they realised how quick Carter Gordon was, and then he realised he had no show of being able to slow that man down. But that is the first try of the match for the Rebels. This match just got a whole lot juicier between these two sides going into the second half. And also we have got that dagger. That was not meant to happen, says Dov Mum. I think that's exactly what Josh Ioane will be thinking in his mind currently. And 59 of us currently here, and only 10 likes. Kindly click like, says MH. Yeah, the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. It is hugely appreciated. Go Chiefs, says Cullen right there, and the chat as well. But now, Resochi will take his time with this kick. I would think there's still another 25 seconds left. He's looking up at the clock, but I don't think it will use up all of the time on the board, if I'm not wrong. They have just actually mentioned that is the first time that Carter Gordon has scored a try. That is huge for the youngster, so well done to him. That is now halftime, and the score will be 10 points to the Rebels, 12 to the Chiefs. A great individual try effort by the Rebels just before halftime. Well done, says MH. Oh, yeah, a very nice one, and now it makes the second half just a little bit closer between the two outfits. And I wonder what the odds are sitting at for this game now that I think about it. Because we did see yesterday that the Hurricanes as underdogs, they were up to $4, and then they all of a sudden kept on dropping because everyone put a whole heap of their money on them. So there would have been a lot of rich people after that game. We will go like this. Rebels to what? Sorry, that was a very high pitch. What? But the Rebels to win this game is paying $12, but they're only 2 points behind. That seems very harsh. You know? That seems huge. That is after the try, so I can't even imagine what it was before the try. And also Patrick Hughes said great half. It certainly was. And hopefully the second half is going to be just as great. But yeah, I can't believe those odds for it at the moment. I see that the Canberra Raiders are definitely favourites in their game. Parramatta Eels play the Sydney Roosters later on tonight. That will be a good game of the NRL. And then also West Tigers taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. Are there normally 3 games on a Sunday for the rugby league? I think there are, aren't there? Yeah, maybe. Someone's phone's going at the moment, I do hear. And also Raiders 20-0 against the Sharks at halftime, says Nazi. That makes sense of why they are such favourites then for the early stages of this game. But what I was going to do at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, was check the TV guide, going old school to see whether or not we do get to watch the Champions Cup here in New Zealand tonight. Because if we don't, I will be very sad. Okay, it's not on Sky Sports Select. Actually, hang on. Oh, okay. It is on Sky Sport 2 for Racing 92 versus La Rochelle, which does mean we have got the option of being able to do that game if that is one that you guys do want to see for that 2 a.m. fixture. Do let me know. I also pray this try by the Rebels before halftime will trigger off a fiery second half. More scores, more outcomes, less defensive play, says MH Joy there. And also we've got a very, says it was Nazi Williams. But yeah, it is good that they have found somewhere for the Champions Cup to go because, like I mentioned yesterday, they didn't actually have it scheduled anywhere. And also been a good first half so far. And yeah, typical NRL with 2 or 3 games on a Sunday afternoon, says Sammy Souza there. Yeah, I think I'm used to Super Rugby with it only being the 1, so then I thought it was only 2 for the other side of things. But, yeah, hopefully, that's the thing. With the Super Rugby season coming to an end relatively soon, I think we are going to have a little bit more time, which does mean that we might be able to do a couple of the NRL games each week, maybe even more than a couple. We'll see how we go for it, depending on the test match schedule and whatnot as well. There we go. Hay fever, eh? Got to love this stuff. I mean, is hay fever a good thing when you think about it? Because that means that there's plenty of pollen in the air, which then means that, I guess, what does that mean? I guess that probably means that, like, the flowers are doing stuff and then you get honey. You know, that was a very bad way of describing it. But you know what I mean. I feel like that's my hay fever brain kicking in. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like, subscribe as well, and also check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is something that everyone will be hearing me say each and every week and getting sick of surely. But if you haven't already, be sure to check it out. We're currently sitting on 862, and I'm curious to see how high we can go by the end of this live stream. We have got plenty more previews coming up on that channel, and also a few other games of sport that aren't just rugby. So if you do enjoy other sports, be sure to check out that channel in the break. I guess we got about 5 minutes. You could give it a little look if you like, but I am quickly going to blow my nose again. And also, unless you're allergic to pollen, Irish, exactly right. I guess that's the thing. Hay fever, when you think about it, is it that you're allergic to pollen, or is it just that you like having a reaction to too much of it? You know? I guess that's the big question that's on my brain. But it's unfortunate. I am also, I think, allergic to grass. And also pole dancing World Cup. And there says Sebastian, maybe if you're lucky. Is that a thing? I want to Google it, but I also don't want to have that in my search history. Do you want to Google it, Sebastian? And I also learned, I tried to set up a Romanian delivery for that thing, and it said unavailable. So I don't actually know if they do ship to Romania. But I was going to ask you for your address, but then I thought that might be a bit weird out of the blue on Discord. So I thought I'd better not. But I put a random one in that I can't actually remember because it was a hard name, just to see whether or not it was like extra money for shipping to get it all the way to Romania. But they wouldn't tell me, which is a bit sad. One moment, I got to do this again. My nose is very red at the moment, and unfortunately, I think it's only going to get redder as we go on. Also, I bet Georgie has threatened you with grass now that you've mentioned it. The thing is, well, it sounds like a terrible situation, but it was all done in good spirit. It used to be because I was allergic to grass. Well, they didn't know this at the time, But it was pretty much, if I went on grass, it was free game to tackle me. So pretty much on concrete, they weren't allowed to tackle me. But then if I went on grass, it was like I could get tackled from anyone pretty much, like out of George, Daniel, or Isaac. So I had to try and avoid grass, which was kind of a good thing because it did mean that I didn't end up like, I guess you could say it ended up with me actually like avoiding something that I turned out to be not the most competent with, which is grass. I was like, I'll organise the competition if it doesn't exist. And also, that's the last thing I want to see the rugby players pole dancing. Says John, imagine Big Tenny Alatupo upside down on a pole. It's a fun one for the brain to run wild for, isn't it? In the halftime break. Hey, we've gone up a sub on the Kiwi Land Sports, so it is hugely appreciated. I feel like that's just become kind of my, like, I guess the plug that I do, because I used to plug the membership, but now I just plug the second channel, really, for the extra thing. And also, not rugby players, John Professional, dancers, says the match also broke back mountain championships. And there says Nazi Williams. Because when's the Commonwealth Games? I know that that's nothing to do with Brokeback Mountain, but when is the Commonwealth Games? Must be coming up soon. Hay fever. I feel like I'm the perfect advocate for, like, if anyone has a hay fever tablet, they're like, right, if we think ours is good, we should give it to this bloke so that he can promote it. You know, if any of you make hay fever tablets, I don't think you would, but you probably make other, like, I guess, substances. Some of you, maybe. I don't know what you do in your free time, but yeah. Still trying to find the perfect one. I've gone through about 3 different ones. And I'm worried that people might get stuck on the wrong pole in that World Cup. Says Subby Soza, and also we have there. Dancers, sorry. And there says John. Currently only 2 points difference between these two sides in the early stages of this matchup. We've had 40 minutes. We've got 40 to go. And hopefully the second half will be a very entertaining one. I feel very comfy at the moment. I think it is because, like, I woke up just before the live stream. I think I got up at about 3:30 or somewhere around there. So I was a little bit behind, and then my green screen decided that it didn't want to lock in. You guys actually can't see it currently. I'm going to give you a bit of an insight, ladies and gentlemen. So pretty much my green screen currently, the way that it is, as you can see, it's got that, and it's really annoying. And for some reason, it's just kind of the way that it goes down, because it's one that's like retractable. And it's just got that hideous line up the middle of it. And I don't know. Whoa, that was kind of cool. If I go like that, turns that. If I go like that, turns that. Whoa. Okay, stop doing it now. That's all it takes to entertain me, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little crack on a green screen. I'll go back to Amy Park. There we go. And I'm going to have to once again deal with hay fever for just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. And also, Amelia said hi. How are you going at the game, Amelia? Do let me know. And are you excited for the second half? I've just realised I've gone off to the side, haven't I? I will reshuffle. There we go. And also, absolutely, rugby from the Chiefs seem to be getting worse, says Joe Bro. It hasn't been the smoothest at all, has it, for this half, unfortunately. Here we go. And at least you have a way of being at the stadium at home. That is very true. Like, if I'm watching the live stream, really, it does look like I am there. And then if I'm lonely, like, and I'm like, geez, I'm missing George, I can just go like that, and he's just right there, isn't he? It's a big head next to mine. I should probably have it a little bit smaller so that it looks more realistic. And also, I'm at the game that 10 minutes ago, I was right beside the yellow card where we aren't out of this. Exactly right. I see the TAB odds, and they have you way too much as the underdog. $12 underdogs for this matchup. And in December 2020, the Global Association of International Sports Federation officially recognized pole dancing as a sport and was also reviewing it to become an Olympic sport in 2024. I mean, this article online is officially on an officially Olympic event. How about that? Says Sebastian. See, that's the thing. I feel like the first thing that pops into my mind, of course, like, is what is the, I guess, attire requirements? You know, like, and I know that that's a weird direction to go, but what do you have to do? You know, is it like pole vaulting? How it's kind of like, you know, and also who got the yellow card? It was Pone Fa'amasili for the Rebels, their number 3. And also George's face looks like he's about to let it out some hot air. Says Sammy Souza. It does a bit, doesn't it? Well, we'll go back to Amy Park. And also pole dancing is an art form. It's very tough to do. Like, people underestimate how tricky it is to get your body to go in those directions. And also, it's definitely a better performance than the last week. Yeah. Up against the Blues, it was certainly one that they will want to forget. I'm not watching Racing 92 game, didn't know it was on. And there says Barry, so yeah, that game is a 2 a.m. start here in New Zealand. I should mention that now that I know that it is on New Zealand TV, I guess I'm hoping to do that game. That is currently the goal, to be able to do that matchup. But it all depends on, I guess, for one, if my eyes are still awake or open at that stage. Hopefully they will be. I think they should be. And also whether or not me and George film for like 1 hour or 5 hours. Because if we film for 5 hours, more than likely it will end up that my voice is gone. And also pole dancing is definitely something one can find at the Trojan Games. And also we got their dancers representing their countries on the pole or at the pole. Going to be proud, says Sebastian. I mean, it's one of those ones that, like, getting the first ever gold medal in pole dancing. Well, how does pole dancing work? Is it done off, like, is everyone in the same group, or is it like, is there freestyle and then there's like just who can spin the most or something? I don't really know. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of it, so I'm not too sure how it works. Is it like, do they have like weight classes like boxing, or is it like everyone just free for all? Maybe you got to be 6 foot in this group and less than 6 foot in, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. And also, come on, Real, says Nathan. Currently now, second half just about to get underway between these two sides, and currently it is sitting with 6 minutes 51 left of Pone Fa'amasili, and they got a rugby says the Chiefs 41-20. They, I imagine, getting knighted by the Queen for winning the gold medal in the pole dancing for Team GB, says Sebastian. I mean, it would be an interesting trip, because like when people are like, so what do you do? And you'd probably be like, oh, so I'm an athlete. Oh, what sport? I don't know how much saw a girl, one holding herself up while being parallel to the stage. That girl definitely earned my $5, says David Lamont. See, that's the thing. It takes a huge amount of like grip strength, and the pole spins as well, doesn't it? Now that I think about it, I think, does the pole spin? So that makes it even harder. I don't know much about it. That's the thing. If we did the commentary for it, do you know how many angry people there would be saying, why aren't you just showing it? Like, rather than just telling us about it. I feel like that would be worse than the rugby sevens when people say show the game. But now the Chiefs, this game back underway for the second half now. The Chiefs are kicking off from left to right. Does go up from Josh Ioane. It's an awkward one for Stacey Ely, but he's done well to take it. And now hanging on to this one just outside of the 22. And yesterday, Aliens, today pole dancing tomorrow. KFC, and also you have to get out more, Hamish, says Mark Blue there. And also the pole is stationary. You have to have good core muscles, says Novmum. Which one's the one that the pole spins? That's going to be a knock on from the Chiefs. So early mistake in the second half. So we have got there with the New Zealand team being the New Zealand Black Polars. And there, don't know. I feel like someone needs to use the nickname of the Polar Bears, though. I feel like that's the perfect name for it. And Blues fan, I will go for the Chiefs to help them, says TikTok. And also, hopefully she didn't headbutt the floor, says Nazi Williams. But it looks like now Chase Tiatia might be currently winded. And also girls with a BBL in there with a BBL. BBL. See, all I can think of is Big Bash League. Myself, BBL. What does the L stand for? League? No, not sure. In July, August Commonwealth Games, says John there. And also, we've got the Blues fan here. I will go for the Chiefs to help them. And I was like, hey, how are you doing today? I'm doing very well. Thank you, mate. Excited for more rugby. And also, pole dancing sounds like a woman wearing sexy clothes and dancing on pole for guy. Says Barry Green there as well. And that's going to be an Olympic sport, which I feel like that's the thing. They are adding more sports to the Olympics, and I like the fact that they are doing spinning a pole. Geez, you kinky Hamish. Here's David. Sounds like reference back to the helicopter to Hamish Big Bash League. And there says Nathan, yeah, I'm thinking straight back to the cricket, of course. Now Tuttle goes off to Stacey Ely. Kicked down behind, and it's a decent kick, but it goes down to the 22, taken nicely by Caleb Trask. Now sends it long to Carter Gordon, who scored the try, the lone try for the Rebels in that first half, who still have a man disadvantage for the next 5.5 minutes. And what games are you going for tonight? Or what team are you going for tonight? So, I mean, I am from New Zealand, so I should say the Chiefs overall. But as long as both sides play well, I'll be happy. And at the end of the day, if the Rebels deserve to win, I know that that's going to be a harsh one maybe, but if they do play better in the second half and deserve to win, I think I will accept it, just because the Chiefs stuff looked a bit off for this game, unfortunately. And it just hasn't quite had that acceleration and that explosiveness that we've seen. Ioane tried to sell the dummy, was unable to go through. Now Brad Weber goes off to Quintal Bay, and also green screen is pretty cool, says John. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's awesome that you can literally put any image around the world on it. I don't think you can do video at this stage, but I feel like it would be quite cool to do a video of some sort in the background, like a moving motion picture of someone running. So I think that's going to be a knock on from the Chiefs. Another mistake. And at the moment, the Rebels now, they've dropped to $10 to be able to win this game. I do see. Now down to $9. Also, there, try, as I said, Petty, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And also, we have got there, that is what pole dancing is. And there says Barry Green, and also we have got the okay there, Patty, says Nov Mum. I think he's still pretty tired at the moment, Patty, after the big night that he did have a couple nights ago. Last 5 handling errors have all been the Chiefs since the 22nd minute. Like they're saying, the handling errors are really costing them, and it is costing them a huge amount of possession at this point in time. And go, Chiefs, says Jason there. Currently the Rebels, as long as they put it together in the second half and don't concede while they have got the man advantage or man disadvantage, still right in this matchup. Now the Chiefs, that's gone down in the front row. Too much instability, just like my life. But that is going down. And it will be a scrum reset. We have got there, that's like, it looks like a Welsh place name. And also we have got there, how do you think both teams are doing? I think the Rebels have looked all right, but sometimes they've gone away from the game plan that was earlier on of kicking for the corner and trying to stop the Chiefs from going forward. Whereas the Chiefs have had the ball for quite a bit, but then also a little bit of handling errors has cost them a bit as well. Also, unsayable life. At least I know I'm not unstable life. At least I know I'm not alone, says Justin there. And also we have got there, George will be replaying the pants falling down off footage, or pants falling off footage at 4 times slowed down speed, says Johnny Blaze there. Now Resodge, that's forward, but he's just throwing it straight into the hands, all they're going back for the initial one. That's pretty lucky for the Rebels, because that was almost very, very dangerous for them. And also we've got there, see David No says David, or sorry, says Petty. Matt Given, very lucky. And Sam Kane, not really the same after his last injury, in my couch coach opinion. And there, yeah, it just seems like it hasn't quite clicked for him. Definitely in this game, he's been extremely quiet. Also, if the Chiefs not put the Rebels away, I feel we do not play to our potential, given the players we have on hand, says Fergus. Yeah, the return of Josh Ioane thought was going to be quite a big one for them. I mean, they have one late change, which I feel isn't enough to warrant them having as many handling errors, if that makes sense. It sounds quite harsh. That's actually, okay, that is also poor from the Chiefs, because they have let that ball bounce into touch. And as I stream Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh, I would love to, but normally any game that we do involving Sri Lanka, we get copyright strike. on the channel. So sadly, we won't be able to do that one, which is a big shame because I would have loved to be able to stream that series. But any series that doesn't involve Sri Lanka, we are normally able to do on the channel. So we've got the Rebels on the table, which they are currently sitting 9th at the moment. And also another news, the women's pole dancing event got interrupted yesterday after a member of the judging committee threw a fiver to an athlete during a performance there. And can the Rebels get the dub? Says Hockey Pucks. At the moment, they're not looking too bad, but it's that huge question of whether or not they can look not too bad for the rest of this 35 minutes and fight back with the dangerous Chiefs when they get going. It's going to be Aiden Ross now bulldozing his way forward. Currently hanging on to it. It is Samasoni Takiaho does play halfback now, kicked him behind front of Mikapoya. He saw the space, and there is a lot of it at the moment, waiting for this ball to bounce up. It's going to be taken nicely by Carter Gordon, who is now isolated. He does get it off to Glenn Vaihu and does get it downfield. It's a brilliant kick as well from Vaihu, and it is well and truly gone the distance that he needed, about 15 meters or so for Glenn Vaihu. Great work from the youngster. I think he's young anyway, Glenn Vaihu. How old is that man? He doesn't look old. He doesn't even look slightly old. At the moment, it looks like Pune Fa'amausili about to make his way out onto the pitch once again after his yellow card that he did get. So he will have to make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes. But if the Rebels go into this game, once he comes back, having not conceded a try during that time and scoring one themselves, that should give them some confidence, I would think. Currently now, it's going towards the touchline, so they will have to use this one very soon for the Chiefs. They have been told to use it now, passing it back across. Joshuani, loose ball. Andrew Callaway kicks it forward, and all he has to do is wait for this one. It sits up, and the Rebels score, and they will take the lead. They have scored 2 tries while being down to 14 now. And you want to wear really warm clothing, North Pole or South Pole, either one would be cold, says John there. And also, we have got, thanks, Paddy Wagon, says Justin. Yeah, as Sam Kane is a great player and hard worker. It doesn't have the X factor in my belief. And also, no, that was not meant to happen. Says Novman. Once again, another mistake from the Chiefs does lead to them now being behind in this match. And Andrew Callaway, that bounce was favourable. And he does manage to get that one right. Andrew Callaway scores. And the Rebels have now taken the lead. And that will certainly change the odds because I mentioned at halftime they were $12 underdogs. How is that possible? I have no idea. But now they are actually sitting as $3.30 underdogs. That's actually massive. That's not too bad at all for them. Chiefs are actually struggling. Pull your heads down or pull your heads out of your asses, says Sebastian. And also the Rebels scoring position. They were able to go in. But the thing is, they weren't even really on attack at the time that they scored. Nice game from the Rebels. Nice to see them playing good and take an honourable exit. Lest he be dropped for Dalton Papali'i. And there as well. Yeah, that is true. Dalton Papali'i. Who's your third choice? I guess other than Sam Kane, other than Dalton Papali'i, who's your other 7? Fergus, do let me know. Are you going with the switch up? Put in Savia back there? Do you go Blackadder instead maybe? Who is that guy? Billy Harmon. Could he make his way into the All Blacks? Duplessis Karifi. There's a lot of options now that I think about it at number 7. Huge amount of options. I've just thought of about 3 more in my head. And the Chiefs will still win. Keep the faith, says Daniel. And also, this isn't going the way I predicted, Hamish, says David the Mod. It's going to be a counter ruck. It's going to be the advantage against the Chiefs, though. So they've got another penalty advantage now. The Rebels, and they're back to 15. Reese just put the ball down, and it's going back. Go Counties, Manukau, Andrew Callaway. And there says Nathan. And no polar bears in the South Pole run the competition there. And tough question, says Fergus. Because I guess it's those out-and-out 7s. Are we playing an out-and-out 7, or are we going to put someone who normally would play 6 or 8 there? And also, my other 7 would be Mitchell Karpik. That's probably a name that hasn't been thrown in there too often for the All Blacks, I guess. I do like Karifi. Here's Fergus. He's got that aggressive nature to be able to get into the breakdowns, and it's probably the one thing that's let him down is that penalty count. But if he sorts that side of things out, he should have a decent chance. Mitch in there as well, says Nathan. Mitch. Is that Mitch Jacobson? Mitch. Who else we got? Mitchell Karpik, I guess you could say. Or is it another Mitch? And as I said, for the Chiefs, these epic plays, it is currently. They just haven't quite been able to find their momentum in this matchup. And also 2 for 2 lost, says epic plays. Although game's not over yet. Still 30 minutes left for them to be able to fight back. Yes, he's built like a brick. This is Fergus. He certainly is. He's a solid man. And that's the thing. Once he gets that position in the breakdown, like, you can't get rid of him. And Dalton Bubbly, I don't understand how that man is still bulking up, yet still like building lean muscle while also being about now 110 kgs. Nice run from Galloway. Now Glenn Vaihu. He ends up slipping. Caleb Trask tried to steal that ball. They've said that it's fine. And it is now going to be going back. Resage. He doesn't quite get that one right. And it does end up going the way of the Chiefs for the penalty. So it's gone backwards initially in the breakdown. Then from there, Resage unfortunately putting the hands down before getting on the ball, which did lead to him getting it slightly wrong. But Glenn Vaihu, if he didn't slip there, that was going to be danger again for the Chiefs, who just haven't really been able to find their feet in this matchup. Now Caleb Trask. Let's kick it downfield. It's a good kick as well. Oh no, the cameraman's just been smacked with the ball. I think it smacked the camera, which almost knocked it out of his hands. And also, I'm scratching my head. I thought she said dominating, or she should dominate at this stage. Interesting. Not what I thought. And there says Justin, yeah, the Chiefs for me in this matchup seemed like they should have. I mean, the fact that they were such high, I guess, that's wonky. That one's gone miles to the side from Samasoni Takiaho. And now it will be the Rebels who have got the ball. Come on, Chiefs, don't let the Kiwi teams down. And yes, I like Dalton. Says Justin there also, Mitchell Karpik, a great season for the Steamers and deserves an AB's contract. Says Daniel Cox. Is he currently injured? Daniel Cox, do let me know, because he hasn't really played too much this year at all for the Chiefs, has he? But I know that he plays for Bay of Plenty normally. So where has he ended up now? I assume an injury. James Tuttle now going off the field, and that will be for Joe Powell. Does now make his way off. Does Kobus Eloff have a brother? Because that really looked like Kobus Eloff on the touchline. But Kobus Eloff, I think he's still... Oh, no, he actually isn't out on the field. So it was Kobus Eloff. So it is, yeah, it is him. And also we have got there, you never know what to expect from the Chiefs. They can either beat the Crusaders or score no points at all, lose game. Says Sebastian there also, hey, Hamish, any update on Auntie Severe or Artie Savia? Is he healthy? So I haven't heard anything as of yet, but the way that that man got up after ending up getting smashed and then from there got up, scored the try, I think unless the legs don't work for Artie Savia, he's still going to keep on going. And also sad but true, and also has been the Chiefs' reputation from the 1990s. Here's Fergus there. Oh, little bit of a mistake in the breakdown there for the Rebels. And Joe Powell will be disappointed with that one. He has only just made his way out onto the field. I just realized I haven't actually got my Chiefs kit on for this match. Ever since I've stopped wearing the Chiefs kit, they've actually had a little bit of a rough patch, which I probably should have put it back on for this game. And also the Rebels defense is keeping up or keeping them in the game, says William. Yeah, they've been looking very strong and defensively sound. They've had a couple big shots on from the likes of Ponefa. Masili has been able to put some big hits in. And also, are you in Hamilton? Says Fergus, I'm not. I'm actually in Canterbury or South Canterbury. So I should have a Crusaders kit theoretically. But yeah, I did actually get sent a kit from someone from Waikato. So because of it, I did end up wearing it for a majority of the matches. And at the moment, we have also got there. Sorry about the 25-0 my Chiefs final. There says it was Nathan also where the Blues won, bro, says Nazi Williams. That might jinx them. They're currently on a 10-match winning streak without me wearing them. So maybe that would turn their momentum around. But now Josh Jawani, nice run forward. Tackled by Andrew Callaway. And it's stolen in the breakdown by Richard Hardwick. Brilliantly done by the Rebels. And I agree with you big time that their defense and also their work in the breakdown is keeping them well and truly in this contest. Still 5 points up. 54 minutes gone. It's a big kick in behind, taken nicely by Carter Gordon. And I should mention no Matt Tamua for this game. That one skew-whiffed a little bit from Carter Gordon. Now Josh Ioane takes it, trying to attack, and that's going to be... Oh, everyone's asking for the obstruction. It was accidental offside, I believe, but they've said play on, and let's go, Chiefs, says John. And also, Mitch is currently injured, probably going to be back out for about a year and a half or so. I talk to him regularly, but he will make a comeback and be better for it. So a year and a half, that is actually a huge injury. Do let me know, what is the injury? That kind of sounds like year and a half, you're either looking at some maybe like tendon damage or I guess a back one, but that's now going to be Josh Ioane. He almost trips over himself. Brilliant ball to Caleb Trask, who is wrestled down by Carter Gordon. Pop pass up to Moni Narawa. and they are only a couple meters out from the line now. Samasone Takiaho goes in, and he scores the try for the Chiefs. And that is how they can fight back. And just that quickly. I was like, wait, Matthew, and there says William, it is indeed. And also we have got there, he's a beast, says Justin, and also we have the ACL. See, ACL is always an ugly one, isn't it? Because if you try and rush back in, like, you literally do more damage to yourself. So you've got to do it as if you were, it's almost like it's a limp, not a sprint, if that makes sense. Or it's a walking speed, not a sprint when it comes to like those kind of awkward ones. But Takiaho has been able to score the try. Like they're saying, only a couple meters out, you're not stopping him. And now that will change the odds in this game a little bit more. But Josh Ioane, he's had a couple shocking moments throughout this game, but he also has been able to turn it up at the right times. And that is going to be the try for the Chiefs, and they will now have a chance to go into lead. I just came back from the new Doctor Strange movie. Also, they're under huge pressure. They must feel they can still reach the playoffs. They're laying it on the field. Says Sebastian, and also we've got there. Come on, Chiefs, change the game plan. There's Justin, and also we have got there now. Get the conversion. There's Novmum there as well. Yeah, currently sitting 17-17 after 55 minutes. This game looks like it's going to be a close one. And the thing is, the first half was a bit rough in terms of the player injuries, or not the player injuries, sorry, but the handling errors we did end up seeing. But now it seems like the second half is really heating up is what I meant. And rain after rain, rain after rain. And there says Patty, is that like a song lyric, or is that what's happening for the weather at the moment? Do let me know, Patty. But Josh Ioane, he needs to get this kick over. Rebels won't make it into the quarter, says John. Oh, ball falls off the tee, which of course the crowd will boo for, but he didn't plan so that it would come off the tee, did he? Yeah, no, the crowd are well and truly booing for him at this stage. But the Rebels currently to win are paying $6.50, I do see, in the odds now. But that's gone over from Josh Ioane, 19 points to 17. This game could go down to the wire. It certainly could. And also, we've got there, sorry, can't spell that word. And also, we've got there, if we were neutral, I would appreciate that we have another tight game, says Fergus. Exactly right. It's pretty awesome that no matter what has happened throughout like Super Rugby, you either get a high-scoring game or you get a close game. And every time, like, they just don't fail to disappoint. And also, the Aussie teams got destroyed last year, says Fergus. And that's the thing. I love the fact that so many games are close, because it's just doing wonders for Australian rugby. That was a knock-on against Amoni Narawa there. And because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the scrum feed in favour of the Rebels, like they're saying. There are some big boys in this game. And also, come on, Chiefs, says Cullen Ryan. And also, we have got there now the Rebels odds will lower and the Chiefs will be higher. I'm going to go to my TAB account, says John. So currently, the way that it is sitting, it is $5.50 for the Rebels, but it is currently suspended. I remember looking at it at halftime and thinking there is no possible way that the Rebels being 2 points down can be $12 underdogs. That just seemed like an insult to them. And now, if they win, anyone who put money on them is going to be walking all the way to the bank with a big smile on their face. I was playing Rugby 22. I'm South Africa versus Fiji. And there says John. And also, I've been watching Super Rugby as a neutral, and I confirm much like Hamish, that it's the best experience. Yeah, I guess you slowly build attachments to teams, but also, like, being impartial for it, you just get to see so much action from both sides. And every game that goes down to the wire, that's a penalty now to the Rebels. And this will give them the lead if they want the three. I love the fact that when I make a spelling mistake, Hamish needs to figure it out real quickly. Quick anyway. Bet on the back, Hamish, says Justin there. And I think it's just from reading so much of the chat that I kind of work it out. Like, sometimes I'll slip up and say what it's spelt as and then realize kind of straight after, but it's just one of those ones that, like, I hate when, like, I see a comment on a video, not my videos, but like other people's videos, and then people like correct their spelling, and it's like, yes, it's unfortunate they misspelled it, but do you really have to tell them, hey, you got that one wrong, and also this word you used, you're wrong? And it's like, just let them do it. You know, yes, at some stage people may want to correct it, but if they want to correct it, they'll correct it. They don't need some random fella from Thailand telling them that they should spell a word differently. And they just had the lead. Can they score? They've actually gone for the rolling maul now for the Rebels, which is an interesting factor. Stacey Ely's put it down, though. And now Luke Jacobson gets that ball back. Amoni Narawa goes off to Josh Ioane. Nice backline starting to open up here. No Alex Nankerville for this game, I should also mention. Red sucks so much Says John, I mean, they're not doing too badly. They're ninth on the table, and they are actually keeping them really close. This game, they will never beat the Chiefs. I mean, people would have said that they would never be only 2 points behind after 59 minutes as well. Stranger things have happened. And the game of rugby, Glenn Waihu gets it out on the wing now, and they are on the halfway line. Triomish, the Praney guys do that spell check. So here's Nazi Williams. And now it's going to be an offload from Kobus Eloff. Great pickup, I believe it was. No, it wasn't. He did drop it there for Kobus Eloff. And also, we're going to come on, Kutabaya, do our whānau proud. And also, the only thing I want from Super Rugby is to provide us a new champion, because the Crusaders have never, or have been on a tear in the last few seasons. They're not invincible. We saw it this season as well. Exactly right. They've had a few little moments, and I'm wondering, the big thing is, as long as they're not, I guess my brain's gone blank. What was I saying? I can't even remember, but pretty much as long as they don't, like, I've forgotten what I was saying. Pretty much because they don't have home finals, it will be a lot closer, I think. That was very tricky to say, even though it was such a simple thing. And not the 3 points, there's Louis there. And also we have got there a ninth position versus the Chiefs in 6. And also, but they still have to verse Moana and Hurricanes. So very, very hard teams. And there says Moana, or says John, although Moana Pacifica, they have only got 1 win. The Rebels have got more than that. So it is a tricky one, but now it's going to be a scrum reset. Both sides kind of wheeling around. Chiefs when they go back to 4th. They certainly do. That will be what they are after. But currently 61 minutes through this contest between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen. And the scrum between these two sides, it's been pretty contested throughout the matchup. Atu Molly and Ollie Norris, they have come on the field. And Matt Gibbon, and also it is now Kobus Eloff who's in that front row of the Rebels. Yeah, that later game that has taken place, it will be the game at 2 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. Exactly right. As long as, given that, Sebastian, yeah, my brain just went gone, didn't it? Went gone. That's almost a sentence. Also, the Crusaders have set the standard for 20-odd years. However, it's tough to stay at the top for so many years, says Fergus. Yeah, there's been a lot of talent that has gone through that Crusaders camp. That's going to be the penalty now to the Chiefs. Mitch has an ACL and an Achilles heel injury. And there says was Daniel. So, yeah, that's a tough one to recover from. And Rebels has more wins, says Nathan. That is very true. And also, morning says, Gary, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Must be. Geez, it's an early morning start for yourself, Gareth, if I'm not wrong. And your barbecue looked great last night. I did accidentally say that on Discord we had a picture of Gareth's sausage to someone, but they joined the Discord anyway. So, I guess result. Yeah, and also, welcome back, Brandon. And yeah, I am back, says Brandon as well. Welcome in. And also, morning, Gareth, says Sebastian. But now, currently, it is going to be Samasoni Takiaho and Adia's machine like Richie McCaw. He played the Rugby World Cup 2015 with a broken foot before he started the 80-minute final, says John. And also, yes, says Nov Mum. Now it's going to be thrown in nicely. Going off to Brad Weber and Moni Narawa. Great step. He goes through. He steps twice. And it's going to be the try for the Chiefs. And it is a Moni Narawa who has done very nicely. And also we have got there Rebels sucking not no bits or buts about, says John. And there, you really hate every team other than your own, don't you, John? It's a bit of a shame, really. But now it is going to be a Moni Narawa straight through and has been able to score it. And it is a very nice one. And that gives them a bit more of a lead now for a Moni Narawa. We will put him there as well. And we will go like that. There you go. And also, we have got they tried to try. And that's right, Hamish likes your sausage. And also, we have got the Up the Bay of Plenty. And also, I like the Higuares. And there says John. And also, we've got there just done a live stream. I'll see a show with George and Happy Rising, Gareth. And also, we have got there. I tried to try. And also, can you remember? This just says, Brandon, I think I just did, possibly. No way the Rebels are scoring anymore, says Hockey Pucks. The thing is, I know that you like a little bit of a cheeky bet. So I feel like anything I say, I will end up possibly resulting in you putting money on something. Rebels are now $21 underdogs, ladies and gentlemen, which makes more sense at this point in time. But I feel like $21 underdogs, like all they need is 2 tries, or a try and a conversion, or penalty, in fact, and they will be back in this contest. So I think that will be what they are going for. And that's on also my 2 teams of the Chiefs and the Higuares. GG game over. Rebels lost, so Rebels are not coming back, says John there as well. I was like, I'm going to watch the show, says Brandon. I will try my best. But yeah, depending on what time George comes around, we have got some filming to do that we will have to do first. I can see the Chiefs getting 34 points. And there says Justin, but now it is going to be Matt Gibbon. He will be going off the field. Cameron Orr making his way out there. And Tyrone Thompson also the replacement for Samasoni Takiaho. So a couple more changes being made. And also, who put that Paul Porkburger on the Discord? I think that was Carl. Am I not right? I've never been timed out on my life on this channel. I wonder how it feels, Hamish. If you would please see Sebastian. Oh, I feel bad though, Sebastian. Okay. You ready? I feel like this is going to be a sad 5 minutes. We're not going to get to hear from you. There you go. Sebastian has been blocked for 5 minutes. That's a breaking heart moment, Sebastian. I feel like now you've got, I guess you got free time. You can really do whatever you like in the next 5 minutes. And I say, no, sorry, it was the 2011 World Cup final with a broken foot, Richie. And yeah, now it is going to be passing it back across. Nicely taken by the Rebels, by the Chiefs. Xavier Rowe now passing off to Summerpenny Finn now. Now hanging on to that one for the Chiefs, and they have got themselves a little lead. I believe the Chiefs will win. Another good lad have done me. And this is Paddy Wagon. Now taken nicely by Carter Gordon, who will be kicking it back. Goes high. Reece Hodge, Jason after it. Nicely done. It's beautifully taken. And Reece Hodge goes through. And the Rebels back into this contest. Whoever put the money on them at $21 now will be a very rich boy. And also we get that's that, John. And there as well. Being timed out twice. Yeah, but that's because you just get angry at everyone, John. And I was a veteran of the timeout, says Gareth. But now they're down to $5, the Rebels. I love looking at the odds and how quickly it just, whoops. I just yanked my headphones out. I got too excited. But yeah, how quickly it changes. There's going to be another try, though, to the Rebels. And also, don't you dare, David, says John. And also, let's go, Rebels, says Nathan there. And Sebastian timed out. And what get you into timeout, says Justin, pretty much if you're overly offensive or spamming is pretty much the only way you get in there. Which is why Sebastian has never been in there. But now he's sadly... I had to do it as a test, I guess. And Rebels to score next try. Says Daniel, if you're talking about this try, then you are spot on. And now the Rebels, like I said, they were only a converted try and a 3-pointer behind here. And now with 13 minutes left, they've got another chance. I'll be your worst, not mere. And there. And now Reece Hodge just went straight through Reece Hodge. It was a great chip and chase. And Takiaho. And there. Or Tolke. And then kick that as well, says Nathan. And also we got the right Chiefs. Another try, please. Says Nov Mum. Reece Hodge, he had a couple early cards and whatnot. I think that's... Is that Amelia? No, I don't know what Amelia looks like. But for some reason, I know that she mentioned about the fact that she would be kitted out in all of her Rebels gear. And I saw someone behind with a beanie, a scarf, and all that. And also, is that a tuna in your... Uh-oh. Headphone abuse. I'll have to time you out, Hamish, in there. Yeah. I actually tried to time myself out yesterday. And the reason I did so, wow, good run down the ring from the Rebels. I think I said down the ring from the Webbles. And that one almost got around the wrong way. But now, Cobra Seeloff, ball up. No, it's going to be going back for the penalty for the Rebels. Oh, this is heating up. If the Chiefs lose this, it will be an embarrassment, says Fergus. And yeah, it will not be the result that they were after. And I was but Chiefs were only $1.40 or something. Because that's so I didn't put money on it because I think Chiefs win, not the Rebels. A nice sunny afternoon in Melbourne. And yeah, it is very nice indeed. It was a good run down the wing from the replacement number 23. But like I mentioned, $12 underdogs at halftime. And then they were $21 underdogs when the Chiefs scored that try. And it just seemed like they weren't quite out. Alrighty, Rebels, now it's a game. There's Sammy Souza. Currently obstruction now for that penalty, and he will be curving that one down towards the 22-meter line. It's a good kick from Reece Hodge. Chiefs, I'm talking about this try, says Daniel there. And stop threatening me with your poor spellings. There I'm saying now. And Brandon, I am too. I feel like this 5 minutes is going to feel like a long time that we don't have a Sebastian, because normally, when there's a try, I'll put try for the Rebels. Oh, nice ball on the inside to Cobra Seeloff. He does get the steamroller going. Now going back across to Joe Powell, Stacey Ely and Hamish. It's very sad breaking news coming Australian cricketer Andrew Simons killed in car accident or incident today. Yeah, I did see that. So Australian cricket have lost another name in just the last few months. So it is a very sad day for them once again in the Australian cricket side of things. Now the Rebels, Carter Gordon, he sold a big dummy, but if he went straight through there, could have been in some danger. That's going to be, it's a penalty to the Rebels. And this is a kickable 3. It's going to be making me nervous, very nervous. And also we have got there, sorry, David, not much better than your though. And should not have said that, says John. I feel like at least John's starting to catch on that maybe it wasn't the smartest play. And also, what is the status of Anton Leonard-Brown? Unfortunately, he's out for the rest of the Super Rugby season and also the rest of the All Black season as well, I believe he is. And also, do you know when he will be back? Hopefully, end of year internationals around November, but it is hard to say. It depends on that injury and how much he kind of goes. And also, we have got there Andrew Simons. Geez, yep. So sadly, another BBL commentator has now sadly passed away. So first it was Shane Moore, now it's Andrew Simons. And the commentary box for those guys, like in the BBL, just isn't going to be the same without those two. And also this game is intense, and that's good. So here's David the Mod, and also ouch. So here's Fergus there as well. But now it is going to be the Rebels lining up this game for Research. Still 10 minutes left. There's plenty of time while cricket is lucky not their sides, or luck not on their sides. Another one passes away in a car accident. Not good, says John. Yeah, it's just a shame that it's like, it's all so close together at the moment. The Rebels are now $2.80 underdogs, ladies and gentlemen. I should have mentioned. But yeah, the sad thing is, like, it's about 3 and 3 months, and 2 of which happened pretty much in the same week, which was just brutal on them with all Rod Marsh and also Shane Warren. Also Chiefs in there as well from John, and maybe a few more Chiefs in there as well. Highlights after this will be worth a watch. There's Sammy Sizer. Yeah, it's been a back and forth one. First half, it was a little bit slow due to the fact that both sides had their handling errors, and I'm confused. There was the play really well, and that is paying well. Says Fergus. Yeah, $21 was huge for them, the Rebels, and to have a lead and still be, the Chiefs are $1.75. That is the highest they have been in this match. And also we got their $2.80 while ahead with only a few minutes to go, says Fergus. So yeah, now they have dropped to $1.95. So the odds are forever changing in this game. There'll be a lot of people either losing money or making money off this game, and we will have to wait and see which way round it goes. That one was almost stolen by the Rebels, but the Chiefs now with 8.5 minutes left. It's a good attack and run from Big Amoni Narawa, who has been impressive throughout this season. He was playing for the Blues last year, but didn't really get that much game time. No, Rebels back off now. And also, at least they aren't that Alaskan Lion guy, or at least you aren't that Alaskan Lion guy. He was annoying. Says it was Gareth, but also we have got there. Well, those odds fluctuated fast. They certainly did. It's kicked him behind, and it might keep on rolling. Or is it going to pull up? It is going to pull up inside of the end goal area. Smart, very smart from the Rebels number 23, because he easily could have tried to run that one out and got himself in trouble, but instead puts the ball straight down, says we will instead go for the goal line dropout. And smart play. And sorry, John, no spamming, brother. And there says Sebastian, welcome back, Sebastian. I missed you. And I was a couple of Rebels. I'm cheering you guys on out of pity as a Crusaders fan. Says somebody says, and also come on, Sam Kane to a Savia try, and I can hear Amelia screaming, come on, Rebels. Says Nathan, and Rebels' only victory against the Chiefs came at Amy Park in 2015. So it's been quite some time since they have got themselves a win. It's a good attack on run. And Quinta Paya now and Xavier Rowe on the short side. Ramika Poyapi. Bit of the juggle there, I believe it was. And also we've got the rules are in this game. Says Hockey Pucks, they are indeed. So I assume you have put some money on them, Hockey Pucks. How much money did you put on them? And what were the odds? I am curious because they have fluctuated so much. And also now Callaway trying to drive forward. The Rebels have got this ball back, but currently only another 7 minutes left on the clock. I don't know. I said would time him out shortly after get him back. Here's Paddy Wagon. Now Carter Gordon goes off. Nice ball from Callum. Now Rob Leota. It's a great low tackle on him by Peter Gasawakola. Now Callum has a bit of a juggle. He offloads it back up. And currently the Rebels are looking phenomenal at this point in time, and also good game. And also you can't get rid of me that easily. Why would you write that, John? Because now he's going to time out that account, isn't he? At the moment now, my mother is tuning into the side, 27-26 to favour of the Rebels. Come on, Chiefs, is the comment. I was like, yeah, the man Sebastian, also Kazi Quintabaya, give Rebels the ball, please. And they're a must-win game for me, says Hockey Bucks. And also took them plus 15.5 for $10. plus 15.5. So I assume, wait, so was it that they were like within 15.5? So what were the odds for them to be within 15 out of curiosity? Hockey Pucks, do let me know. And Amelia surely is screaming her head off and cheering. Also, I was like a friendly outlaw waiting to break out and incarcerate the true villain. So here's Sebastian, but now it is going to be the line out for Tyrone Thompson. Currently, the Rebels have got a 67% chance. Oh, and the plot thickens. They're going to be checking something off the ball. So the question is it going to be against the Rebels or is it going to get against the Chiefs maybe? You are not goods. There's Brandon. Right, what we got? They're looking at Luke Jacobson. He also tough you kick sand in your own face. And I got the Rebels plus 15.5 points. So here's Hockey Pucks. Oh, so Luke Jacobson is for a wrapping arm. I don't think it's anything too cynical, but it could be a yellow. And Johnny come later. And there. I mean, it's head on head. And unfortunately, the way that it's written, they're probably going to say that it's going to be a penalty at least. It could be a yellow card here. I'm hungry, so I came back for more accounts. And there's Betty and also we got the good. And there's Brandon also we have got I think of list my bonus bet of $20 that they gave me for free. I think I've lost my bonus bet. Sorry for that one. Yeah, so I think they give you 7 days, don't they, for the TAB, if I'm not wrong, which isn't exactly a long time. And heavens to Megatroids. Jeez, there. Yeah, it's just not quite going well for them, is it? At the moment, the Chiefs only a few minutes left, and the Chiefs now are going to be $3.40 underdogs. That's pretty awesome, or pretty massive, I guess I should say, for that one. It's going to be a yellow card for Luke Jacobson, and they are going to be down an extra man now. And also we got that there. I've got free $225 ones too. So I assume that is for signing up to the TAB. Did they give you like the spend $10, get a $50 bonus bet? I think it might have been. At the moment, that is a good plug for the TAB. Gamble responsibly, though, I will mention. Anyone who does decide that they do want to try and risk it. And they want to, can you tell me what time a show with George when you have done a video? And this is Brandon. I will try my best. I'm not enjoying this game so far. Says Nov Mum, and also, well, that escalated quickly. And this says Fergus. And now the Rebels have kicked this one for the corner. And the question is, if the Chiefs end up conceding a try now, like this game could be over for them. And shout out to Anthony Lloyd. And there's Steve-O there. So shout out to you, Anthony. Hope you are doing well. And hope you are enjoying the rugby. Depending on who you go for, though, if you're a Chiefs supporter, you may not be enjoying this game too much. As at the moment, the Chiefs are down by 1 point. Come on, Evan Chiefs, get the dogs, says Johnny Blaze. And I might use them next week for Crusaders versus Droid and Rebels versus Canes. It's not going to be good Chiefs. Need to do something, maybe a red ball. And it's just a name, mate, says Max. And also we have got there a Karaha, my Chiefs far now. Says it was Nathan, but now driving forward down the wing. This is a good rolling maul for the Rebels. It's available at the back for Cameron Orr. Now Joe Powell goes back across the Rob Leota. And they want to get over the line one more time. If they convert a try now, for me, they win this game. But that is exactly what they're going to need to do. Now Joe Powell goes back to Cameron Orr. And with the man advantage here, the Rebels can really keep on going. They'll be looking for a penalty advantage at some point. So I used my money once. $20 there. They've got the advantage for the Rebels. Now Joe Bell fires it back into the hands of the number 22, Stacey Ely with the grubber. Oh, no one's there. Why would you? I feel like that wasn't the time to use your grubber. Definitely not when you had no one out on the wing chasing it. And also we have got there, what do Rebels get money-wise if they win by 1 point? Says Daniel Cox. Oh, I don't think they've got the odds for that on the New Zealand TAB, but I know that at halftime they were paying $12. After the Chiefs scored another try, they were paying $21. And this game throws their toys at out the cot. This is it was not moment. Also, then the Chiefs are losing, says to Uso. They are at the moment. And also imagine being the Chiefs right now. Says Gavin also has defense, and Kane do an arty clutch win, bro. Here's Johnny Blaze. It looks like the Rebels are going for the kill. They want the corner here. Oh, no, they're taking on they're taking on the 3. That is risky, but I guess it does mean that they no longer can lose by a penalty. And also, please don't tell me out. John, and also we have got their shocking from the Chiefs, and also you are right down to the wire. Says David the Mod, it certainly is. And currently, Resource going to be lining up this kick. He does get it over. And now with only 3 minutes left on the clock, the Chiefs are down by 4, and it will be now kicked off. But they have got their kickoff back, and it's a penalty to the Chiefs now. Right, so what do? Do you kick for the corner, or do you go for the 3 and get your back within? I think you've got to go for the corner here. You've got to go for the doctor. See if you can get yourselves the win here, but it is going to be the penalty against Brad Wilkin. He did end up getting himself penalised there. And also we have got there, let's go. Says Hockey Pucks there, and also Rebels 1 says Hockey. It's not confirmed as of yet. They are still kicking this one for the touch here, the Chiefs, and they will have one last attacking opportunity. And TikTok Rebels says Sammy Sosa and also the corner. Says Nathan and John. But the current table, as it sits, the Chiefs would be in 5th if they did lose by this margin, and the Rebels would move themselves just a little bit closer to the Highlanders. And let's go Chiefs Mana. Says Johnny plays there as well. And defense, Chiefs, and also this is hard to watch. Says Fergus, it certainly is. Tyrone Thompson now will be lining it up, and it's going to be stolen by the Rebels. And that will be a massive moment in this game for them. They've got 2 minutes to hang on to the ball. They can't really afford to try and just run it out. They do have to use it. Are they going to try and run it out? It looks like the Rebels might consider it, which is a massive decision. No, now they're going for the pocket. They're going to have to try and kick this one down, strike them down, Betty. And now it's going to be kicked downfield. It's partially charged. Tyrone Thompson has to get after it. It's taken nicely by Amoni Narawa. He's going to be taken down 40 metres out for the line now. And now going down, it's Mitch Jacobson. They have got one last real attacking opportunity here for the Chiefs to be able to get themselves the win. Peter Gustawakula tackled low by Matt Phillip. Now off is rush defence from Rob Leota. Good work from him to be able to shut it down, although he almost got himself in a penalty advantage situation. Now trying to step through it as Raives Raihana. Still only a minute left on the clock now for the Chiefs. 5 minutes left of the yellow card, so they are still playing with 14 men. Good run forward from Ollie Norris. Phase after phase. 7 times. Joshuani finds the offload to Amoni Narawa, but he is unable to link up. Now Xavier Rowe goes off to the short side. Sam Kane off into the hands of Ingna Finau. He's gone straight over the top of the number 22. Now around the side once again. The Chiefs are inside of the 22. One turnover here for the Rebels. Would win this game. Joshuani, great step. They need to make sure that they shut him down early. Now Xavier Rowe passes it off to Ollie Norris. He's going. He's over. And Ollie Norris has just scored with 20 seconds left in this game. And that will be the win for the Chiefs at the death. And they have been able to do so. 10 seconds left on the clock. And the Chiefs strike big. And of your latest sub on all your channels, Kiwi Lad, do appreciate you. Mum is doing a little fist bump, a little bit of that next to me, but that is brilliantly done by the Chiefs. Heartbreak for the Rebels, and Ollie Norris, the big man, drives, breaks 3 tackles, and scores a try. And holy mother, says Fergus there. And also cheer that Ollie lad. And OMFG says, Nov Mum, tell you what, the only thing I can say is the Chiefs have got very lucky to be able to win that game. You'd have to argue at times it didn't look like it was going to be happening for them, but they've done it at the last moment. Kia ora, my broker call, mate. Says Joshua, and also we get their Chiefs to score next try, says Daniel, and they did indeed. And now it's after the full-time siren. So now that kick goes over, and the Chiefs win it 33 points to 30. Also, we've got a heck of what a game it was indeed. As an IR Chiefs fan, I want to say sorry to the Rebels, says Joe Bro. And also, we've got their well wins and also couldn't have cut it any closer, not at all. And up the Chiefs, says Daniel Cox. And also, it only takes 10 seconds of greatness to beat Chiefs. And what an awesome game, says Ants. But that one, heartbreak for the Rebels in front of their home fans. Ollie Norris does it. And Chiefs try, it's going, says Daniel. And also, what an awesome game, I agree. It was absolutely incredible. But that last minute try from Ollie Norris has been able to secure it for the Rebels, or for the Chiefs, sorry, I should say. Jeez. Like they said, the Rebels, you'd have to say they were the better team on the day, but the Chiefs, they took the most of that opportunity. You know, I don't think lucky, cool calculated moves and patience and phases, says MH Joy, and also thanks, Rebel, for backing the Chiefs. Mana, says Mark Roberts, and also I'll be ringing them for the Chiefs, and also any more streams today, says Gareth. We have got one more later on tonight, and I believe that will be the matchup between La Rochelle and Racing 92. We are hoping to do that at 2 a.m., but if my eyes are closed at that stage, it is because I'm sleeping. So that would be slightly unfortunate, and I don't want to miss that game, but it just depends on whether or not I am ending up on, I guess, like just pretty much being awake. And also should be apologising for not showing up. No respect for the real, says Joe Bro. And also thanks for the commentary, says Fergus. No worries at all. And also Classic G says Sammy Sosa. And thank you, Rebels, for a great second half. And please be here, bro. Says Hockey Park. So yeah, hopefully we are going to be live for that matchup. That is 2 a.m. New Zealand time. But that is the link to the Kiwi Lad Sport. Be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already. As we are currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're currently sitting on 863. So I guess at the end of this live stream, let's see how many we can get that number to. So be sure to click that link at the end of this one. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we will be back later on with the Champions Cup. But I will see you